how do we change it? Right? I know what the suggested ideas are and what the vision is, but what is your organization and what can other people do to stop this?
Yeah. So there's a lot that can be done, and we're pursuing many different avenues. So
Okay.
one thing that we're doing is filing a lawsuit. So we filed a lawsuit against the Texas Department of Transportation over this project. We've also filed a civil rights complaint. People who are interested can learn more about those and donate to support them because they're very expensive, the legal action, at wethink35.org. There's a lot of information there. So the legal avenue is one way. But there are also political ways to intervene on this project. And actually, this Monday, a very, very important vote is taking place at our regional planning organization. So that's called CAMPO, and it's the 6-county region that includes Travis, Hayes, Williamson, the areas surrounding Austin. And that regional body actually allocates funding for these projects. And so our council members are actually putting forward a motion this Monday at Campo saying, please do not release funding for this project until appropriate environmental studies are done. And so that's a decision, so part of the advocacy is also around our city council and our Travis County and our neighbors in the surrounding communities and towns and ways of impacting how the funding streams go.
Okay, so CAMPO, CAMPO.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a little-known organization, but it is incredibly powerful and matters so much for the way planning happens in this region.
And that is comprised of local officials?
Yes, there's a 22-member transportation policy board.
Okay.
And it's mostly elected officials from the towns and counties in the area. So there's some Austin City Council members, Travis County commissioners, and then, there's the mayor of St. Marcus in Round Rock and Georgetown and so forth.
And they play a role in decision-making, and how do they interact with TxDOT? So, for example, do they provide recommendations to TxDOT? Do they actually have real authority to stop things? Are they a voice? Are they a way to amplify the message to garner, public support? What if Campo comes out and says, we're all against this, we don't like it, then what?
Then they stop the funding from going for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
they can withhold funding.
Okay. And so is that probably the best thing that you have at your disposal is getting Campo on board to stop this?
I would say it's one of many different avenues we're pursuing. I don't want to rank them.
No, for sure. But it seems like the most immediate, right?
But it's very immediate in that, a vote about this is happening on Monday.
Right.
And it's very interesting, actually. So the reason that we have these funny organizations that are not city, not state, not county, but kind of something in between, it's partially because there was a huge backlash after all of these urban highways were constructed. So many neighborhoods were destroyed. So many people were displaced. So many communities became segregated that the federal government realized that urban areas needed a voice in these decisions, because before that, it was just like coming down from the federal government and the state. And MPOs were created to give urban areas a voice and some power in how planning in urban areas developed. The way it is now in our metropolitan planning organizations and in many across the country is that the urban core, even though most of the people live there, they have the minority of the votes on these boards.
Okay.
So the majority of the people in the Campo region live in Travis County, but the city of Austin and Travis County reps combined have a minority of the votes. And that makes things complicated.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. because people have different motivations, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the people that will suffer most directly from the air pollution of this highway and who will be displaced by this highway and so forth are people living in Austin and Travis County.
Right.
But
whereas
a lot of the
somebody in Bastrop, for example, could say, "Oh, this is actually great for us, and we would like to push forward with this." Right.
Yes. Whether it is great for them, is
No, it was just
is unclear. But there's all kinds of forces at play,
right.
which make the politics of this complicated.